Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. All right, so we're still waiting for that breakout on this bull flag pattern, this potential bull flag pattern. Anyways, we had this big run up. Looks like we're getting consolidation in this area right here. We're getting resistance, 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 support, support, support. Basically bouncing in between these two trend lines right here. That support and resistance. Give me these trend lines. We're basically bouncing in between those. On a bull flag pattern, it's a big run up and then consolidation. Once we break the resistance going to the upside, we can drag from the top to the bottom of the flagpole, something like that. Drag that to the breakout. We haven't broken out yet, and this pattern is moving down, so this pattern will change a little bit. And let's see, let me be a little bit more conservative about this target, something like that. Let's say we break out something like this. We'll be looking at a price target of approximately .604. I also have this one here sitting at .582. I don't know where I got this one. Maybe, let's see, let's drag it to the downside. This one is a little too conservative. I don't know. I'm thinking around .604. If we could break to the upside. We haven't broken upside yet. We're still waiting for a breakout. Once we break the resistance, then we can start getting more confident on this target. If we break the bottom support, though, if we go down and break that support, then we might be looking at targets going to the downside, and we have to look at previous supports. We could also look at Fibonacci retracements, but we won't cross that bridge until we get there. I won't even do the technical analysis until we actually do that. But this is what I'm hoping for, is that we could break to the upside and go to maybe .604. I'm still waiting for a breakout going to the upside. Let's go and take a look at some other charts real quick. Let's take a look at Dogecoin to Bitcoin. I was looking at another flag on this chart as well. Let me see. Let me zoom out. We did break to the upside, but we didn't get like we didn't get like a clear breakout when we broke the resistance. So just like on Dogecoin, this is Dogecoin to Bitcoin. So basically, if this chart is going down, then you want to be in Bitcoin. And if this chart is going up, then you want to be in Dogecoin. Dogecoin compared to Bitcoin. Okay, so we were watching, every time we break resistance on this chart, we get a nice move to the upside. So like I said, if this chart is moving up, then Dogecoin is doing good. We're basically in this little falling wedge pattern, also potential pennant pattern. We had this big run up, consolidation going to the downside. Once we break this going to the upside, then we get more confident on maybe potentially this target up here, which is that final resistance. Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. Like I was saying, we had resistance, we had this resistance sign. Once we broke that, then we're off to the races pretty much. Then after that, then I look at the next previous resistance, which was this one right here. We came up to that level, had a little bit of trouble, but we broke through that, and ever since then, we got big green candles going to the upside to the next one. We had this resistance right here, this resistance right there. Basically, each one of these lines was previous resistance from right here, and right here. Once we break this one going to the upside, then the next one going up is all the way up here. We haven't done that yet, and looks like we had some trouble at this resistance right here. But I think if we could break this resistance going to the upside, then this whole move might be really, really good for Dogecoin, if we could break that going to the upside. But that's what I'm kind of hoping for, is that, let's go back to that 4-hour time frame. We have this little flag pattern, we have this little falling wedge pattern going to the downside. Big run, falling wedge, kind of looks like a pennant pattern in my opinion. If we can, like I said, if we could break that resistance decisively, I know we did already. This could be a signal that we might be moving up, but we didn't get a clear breakout right after we broke that resistance. But let's say we did break the resistance going to the upside. Let's see if this can continue to move up, and let's see if we can get some momentum pushing us to the upside. But like I was saying, if we could break this line right here, then we have a lot of space to go up, and this is Dogecoin to Bitcoin. So basically, people trade Bitcoin for Dogecoin, and if this chart is moving up, then it's good for Dogecoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. I'm just going to kind of go through this video kind of quick today, I think. So on Bitcoin, we're also kind of looking at a flag pattern a little bit. We had a big run up, consolidation. We have resistance, support. Let's see. Yeah, we have support, where it comes down, hits comes down, finds support, bounces up, gets resistance, comes down, finds support, bounces up, comes up, gets resistance, pushes down, support, comes up, gets resistance, and then pushes down. So we're basically in this channel, this little triangle pattern right here where we have resistance and we have support. If we could break that resistance going to the upside, then same thing, we can drag from the top to the bottom of the flag. I don't know, maybe something like that. It's not really perfect. Then we could drag this to the breakout if we broke out something like that, and that would take us up to around 107,000. I've also been looking at this pattern. Let's go ahead and delete this. That was 107,000 target. But if we zoom out and take a look at this, I've been talking about this on this channel. We have a cup and handle pattern. We broke the handle pattern going to the upside. We broke the previous top, and we broke the previous trend line. So once we do that, then we can drag from the bottom to the top of the cup. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Drag from the bottom to the top of the cup. Drag this to the breakout, which the breakout is when we broke the channel pattern. And that gives us a target of around 124,000 approximately. So that's like my bigger target in the bigger time frame. And then like I was saying, if we could break this, if we could break that that little flag pennant pattern over here, then that could take us to the next leg up to get closer to that bigger target, something like this. Because like I said, this looks pretty good anyways. I mean, if we break the support going to the downside, then that won't be that great. But we have this big run up consolidation. If we could break that going to the upside, that'll be a good sign, in my opinion. So that's Bitcoin. Let's see, what else do we got? Let's see what's happening with the what you call it. Atom looks like it's doing pretty good. Let's take a look at that chart real quick. It's up 8% today. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit. Atom's pretty low actually. And then we had, okay, so let's do some technical analysis. We have resistance, 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 resistance. Let's go ahead and draw a trend line, something like this. We actually are breaking that downtrend right now. Let's go ahead and do a bottom, maybe something like this. We could probably, for now, just drag from the top to the bottom of that little resistance and support and drag it to the breakout, something like that. But let's say we keep going on Cosmos. This is Atom. We have this top over here as well. We have resistance, resistance. This thing broke this resistance going to the upside right here. Potentially, we could be looking at it coming up over here, something like that, sitting at around maybe 12.80 or approximately. Right now, it's like at 6 cents. I've had some Cosmos or Atom for a while, so yeah, I would not mind if this chart went up. But I was just looking at my watch list. If you're new to trading, go to tradingview.com, sign up for an account, set up your watch list, put all your favorite cryptos in there, and then you can look at the percentages when you start your day or whatever, and you can see what's performing. But it looks like Atom looks like it's performing pretty good today, 8%, and it broke that resistance, like I was saying, going to the upside. Let's see how far I can go going to the upside on Atom. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's go back to, let's take a look at Ethereum real quick. Let's see what's going on with that just real quick. Let's see. I had 3 targets on Ethereum, and let's just take a look at what's going on right now though. It looks very similar. Again, it looks like we have a big run up, then consolidation going to the downside. If we could break the resistance going up, then maybe we can get more confident that we're going to go up. We could drag from the bottom of the flag to the top of the flag, something like this. It's not really perfect. It kind of looks, that flagpole looks a little weird. But let's go ahead and drag this to the breakout. Let's say we break out something like that. We have to look at the tops for that resistance, because we have a top, 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 top. That gives us that top trend line. And then we have bottom, bottom, giving us that bottom trend line. Like I said, we have a big run. We're bouncing in between those 2 trend lines. If we could break to the upside, then we could drag from the bottom of the flagpole to the top of the flagpole, drag that to the breakout, and that puts us somewhere up here, which is sitting at around 4,043 approximately. I've had some other targets on this chart as well, because we have some other patterns. Let's go to this other chart. Let's go to this one. That's a little bit cleaner. We first had this little triangle pattern. We broke out of that and we fulfilled that target. If we drag from the top to the bottom of that triangle, drag that to the breakout, that puts us around 3,313. We came up and hit that target the other day. The next target that I was looking at is this channel pattern target, something like that, where we had resistance, top, bottom, bottom, bottom. And that gives me those two trend lines, this one right here and this one right here. We're basically bouncing in between those two trend lines. We broke out going to the upside. What we could do after that is target from the top to the bottom of the channel, drag that to the breakout, and that gives me a target of around 3,886, which would be my next target. That'd be target number 2. And then we also have this cup and handle, kind of like Bitcoin, where we have this cup and then we have the handle, the channel pattern going to the downside. Once we break that channel pattern going to the upside, then, which we already have right here, then we could drag from the top to the bottom of this cup, drag this to the breakout, something like that, and then that gives me that target of around 4,852, which also lines up with the previous top, the top of the Fibonacci retracement box in general. So yeah, let's see. Those are my next 3 targets. I mean, we already came up, hit that first target. Next target is 3,886. The one after that is 4,852. If we could keep the momentum pushing to the upside. Let's see what else. I think that's about it for Ethereum. Let's go back to Dogecoin real quick. Yeah, so not much has changed since the last video. Honestly, we're still waiting for that breakout. I'm still waiting for the breakout going to the upside anyways. I'm still just trying to have patience on this. It seems like we might just be needing to cool off a little bit. We had this big, huge run. What we want to do is cool off. It's kind of healthy when we get these nice little cool offs, get consolidation, form little bull flags. Once we break the resistance, then we can start moving back to the upside. But this little movement right here might shake out some like weak hands, and then once we break going to the upside, then people might start buying back in, and then which will push us back to the upside. Once it starts breaking up, shorts will start getting closed. Let's see if it does, though. I'm not guaranteeing that it's going to go up, but I'm waiting for that. And if we do start breaking to the upside and start heading up, I mean, even just being in this area right here and not just completely crashing right away, I mean, it's possible that we do today, but since we're not just like crashing, the volume has been declining this whole area, and that includes the selling volume. So the volume is declining, which is actually a good thing. I mean, like in these patterns, when you're looking at these patterns, you want to look at the volume, and if the volume is declining, that's kind of a good thing that the pattern is forming. And then volume declining. Once we get the breakout, then you want to look for the spikes in volume. You want to see those spikes. I kind of show you guys examples of big volume, kind of like right here and right here. We want to see like these kind of, when the volume starts to move up, we want to see it do something like that at the end of the breakout. Once we get a breakout, something like that, then we want to see the volume start to pick up and then do something like that, and then we can get more confident on an actual breakout and the pattern target. So those are some of the things that I'm looking at, but it does look like the volume's declining. We're not getting big, huge red candles yet anyways. I mean, we still have to wait and see. Like I said, I've just been hoping. I was looking at this bottom right here. If you watch this channel, I talk a lot about this, but I watch trend lines. Once we break the trend line going sideways or down, then I watch the top and I watch the bottom of like the little recent actions, should I say, of the top kind of. So we have the top right here, and then we have the bottom right here of this after we had this big run up, something like that. We came down, found support, came up, got resistance, came down, got support. But basically looking at that bottom and looking at this top. If we break the bottom going to the downside, then I'll get more confident on it going down. If we break this top right here, the previous top, then I'll get more confident on us going to the upside. But basically, I kind of try to be patient once we break a trend line, something like that, because this could have been a signal that we might be going down. But if we watch the bottom and the top, it could mean that we still haven't done it yet. Basically, that's why I'm saying that I watch the bottom. If we break that bottom, like the bottom right here, and we break the trend, then those are two signals that we might be heading to the downside, but we haven't done that right yet. We're basically finding support right at this level right here, sitting at around 0.349. So we came down, like I said, we came down, found support, bounced on it, came down, found support, bounced on it, came down, found support, bounced on it, came down, found support, and bounced on it. And then we're basically getting resistance on that trend line as well. So we're basically bouncing in between those two trend lines. So basically watching the bottom, if we break through that, then we're going to start looking at targets going to the downside. If we break to the top, then we can get more confident on this target going to the upside. That's this potential flag pattern. But those are the things that I'm looking at. Not, like I said, not much has changed. I'm still just kind of hoping that we can break to the upside right now. Let me know what you guys are thinking, though. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and you like this video, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to watch the last video, check it out right here. And if you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.